Sideways, revs are up, and the gate is down. We're firing into turn number 1. Through the middle, it looks like I saw an orange fender poke out there. Is it going to be? Yes. 38, I believe that is. Trying to get through the first corner first right there, or no, it's a 36, excuse me, of JJ Concannon. So JJ out front early on coming into this next corner. He's got the 84 right there, the 75 of Fapani trying to go down the inside. Looks like the 84 ride might have actually taken over the race lead for a moment. Wyatt Creighton.
And it looks like it's going to be a sea of KTMs leading this one here, at least for our top 3.
Yeah, I think that is still Concannon leading going into Storyland on the 36, but the 84 right there of Creighton to the outside. Or excuse me, the 18 actually jumped up into the lead out of nowhere. So apologies there. The 18 of Grayson Fair had taken over the lead, but he coughs it up now. Fapani also sliding around the 18. He goes up into the 2 spot. See the Yamaha ride right there, trying to pick up the number.
Up and over the Rocky Mountain they go. It's the number 18 KTM. Then on the Yamaha, I believe that is the number 6, trying to make some moves here in this one.
It's actually the 9 of Jaden Cooper. So Cooper down the inside into the sand is going to almost tuck the front wheel and go down. But it looks like he is going to make that pass on the 18 ride there of Grayson Fair. So coming down to complete lap number 1, it looks like we maybe just had a change for the lead.
We sure did. That is Jeremy Fapani in the lead now.
Yeah, Fapani got around Creighton, so Creighton not able to lead that first lap, but Fapani does. So it's Fapani now from Creighton, Jaden Cooper in 3rd, Grayson Fair 4th, Alvin Hillen rounding out our top 5, and then yesterday's 250B Limited Moto winner, Liam Aloff in 6th.
All right, as we watch now on screen, seeing all the riders come through, there is the number 9 of Jaden Cooper making his way over into the 10 Commandments. As you can see, Jeremy Fapani on the right side of your screen going through.
Yeah, Fapani came up a little short halfway through the Commandments, nearly had a moment and then dragged Peg going through the next corner. Nice little save right there, hangs on to the race lead as we kind of focus back on this battle. Jaden Cooper is going to have Liam Aloff closing down on that 32 here in a hurry as they head back into Storyland.
And Aloff making his way up there quick, coming all the way from 6th spot, trying to make the move there into 3rd place.
Outside line for Cooper, inside for Aloff. Inside both lines there for Aloff. Trying to use that power to the outside now. And looks like he is not going to make that stick just yet.
Cooper able to make the triple there, gave him a little bit of time, but it looks like we're trying to make a move to the outside for the number 32.
Yeah, Aloff is definitely all over him, trying to figure out a spot to make this pass. Inside here, outside in the corner before. As Fapani's starting to stretch out the lead just ever so slightly over Creighton. And then here comes that battle for 3rd with Cooper into the sand to the outside. Looks like Aloff's got to line up the inside. Going to try to shut the door into the corner before the finish line, and he will get it. Into 3rd place goes the 32 of Liam Aloff.
Wow, Aloff just shifted another gear there, made his way past in that sand. As we see him go across the finish now, so the number 9 going to settle in there. That's Jaden Cooper into that 4th place position. The number 32 now in 3rd place as Jeremy Fapani on the number 75 KTM still leads the way around. He's followed by Wyatt Creighton on that number 84 KTM.
Biggest movers early on. Aloff, of course, up 3 spots on that first lap. Also saw Will Campbell jump up 3 spots. He's now into the 6th spot. He's just behind Alvin Hillen, who is now in 5th. We saw the 84 of Creighton get a little off kilter going into the Commandments. So Aloff is going to set sail after Creighton. We already have 7 seconds between Fapani and Aloff. That was the reverse order yesterday in 250B Limited. It was actually Aloff who beat Fapani, but Fapani had to come from the back. Aloff is having to do it this time to try to charge his way forward.
There on lap number 2, Fapani with the fastest lap time with a 1:56.2. Wyatt Creighton had a 2-minute flat that last time around. which is going to give Jeremy Fafani about a 4-second lead.
Taking a look right there at the 94 of Alvin Hillen. See, rails the outside back in Storyland. He's trying to keep tabs on Jaden Cooper ahead of him and not fall back into the clutches perhaps of Will Campbell, who we said was moving earlier in this moto. Got 3 spots on that last lap. It actually looks like the 94 there of Hillen is starting to reel in Jaden Cooper a little bit for that 4th spot.
It does. We saw some ground gain here in this sand last time around. We'll see how it is this time as the number 94 heads to the inside.
Ooh, we just saw a pass. That was actually Alof getting around Creighton for the 2 spot just in the final corner. Gave him a little nudge and bump and run as he pushed him out and moves into second. So lap time check, Alof jumps up into second, goes 157.1. But Fapani in the lead, still going 156 is up there. Has now got a 9-second lead.
Wow, so Fapani turning on the afterburners here in this one.
And there is that pass right there up the inside. Hillen goes by Cooper as they come past the Wall of Fame out of the mechanics area. So coming into our announcer screen here, this is Alof coming into the commandments with Creighton now in 3rd, and then see the 94 of Hillen, who just got around Jaden Cooper. He's going to try to go after Creighton and try to get up into that 3rd position.
As you see him going through the 10 commandments now on screen. The number 94 sitting in 4th place now.
Already looks like some of these guys are really searching around to find that optimal line. You saw Hillen go all the way to the outside after the commandments and then funnel back into what seems to be the main line in that next turn. So we're seeing these ruts develop. It's definitely turning into a little bit of a rough racetrack here in just our, I believe, our 5th moto of the day. 4th moto.
And this is kind of more of what we were expecting yesterday. We saw the track really get beat up, and now that we have turned this 450B limited on it, we are seeing this track start to really shape up. The braking bumps now starting to form, the ruts getting deeper and deeper as the laps go on, like you're saying, trying to just search for that good line, that fast line. And that is a challenge here on that Loretta, on this treacherous Loretta Lynn's course.
So far, we've only had 3 riders go sub 2 minutes, and that is, of course, our 2 leaders, Fapani and Alof, and then Hillen, who really is on the move. He got around Cooper. He is trying to run down Creighton. And as I say that, Liam Alof lights up the timing sheets. He goes to a 155.9, has got the gap to 7 seconds now behind Jeremy Fapani. So keep an eye out on that 32 Yamaha. He's going to try to go to work and close that gap down on the 75.
Yeah, we still have just under 12 minutes left to go here in this one, so plenty of racing left here for Moto number 1 of the 450B limited class. As we take a look back on screen at the number 84 of Creighton.
Working our way through the commandments right here. Still taking a look at that 94 ride. I believe that is Alvin Hillen. So 4 seconds to make up. Actually, I believe we're looking at a KTM ride there. Trying to see the number. There's Hillen. Okay, so we're looking at Creighton, excuse me. And there is Hillen. So Hillen is actually eating the gap down ever so slightly to Creighton in 3rd. The 94 catching the 84. And you can see right there, Hillen's seat bouncing the triple, grinding through those ruts. He has got his chin up and he is focused forward. He is trying to close this gap down on 3rd place, and you can tell the aggression is really shining through right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He is really doing good around here through this course. Megawatt's been talking about all week how you need to keep that momentum up, keep yourself forward on the bike, and keep it going. And that is exactly what he is doing here this morning.
All right, Alof once again goes 155.6 to a 157.3 out of Fapani. So our lead battle is coming down a little bit.
right, to give you a little rundown, the number 75 of Jeremy Fapani out front with a 6-second lead. And then sitting in second is Liam Aloff on that number 32 Yamaha. Wyatt Cretan holding down the number 3 spot on the number 84 machine. In fourth, we got the number 94 of Alvin Hillen. In fifth is Jadden Cooper. In sixth, we got Will Campbell. In seventh is Logan Riggins. In eighth, we got Zayden Mason. Ryder Malinsky in that 9th place position. And then in 10th, we got Dakota Aldridge. Well, a change there. It is going to be Logan Edwards now in that 10th place position. Dakota Aldridge moving down to 11th. Jason, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I see the same exact list of names and riders you do. So you want me to do it? Should I repeat it? No, we're good. 450B Limited, it's the battle I think that people were hoping to see coming into this week with Olaf against Fapani, but we haven't seen them start together yet. But remember, we're still in the first motos, and you do get those random gate picks, and that definitely makes it difficult to get the favorites up front. If it ends like this, Fapani gets the moto win, and Olaf takes second, well, then they'll have the first and second gate picks for the second moto, and maybe that battle will be on. You can see Olaf back there, or Alof back there, trying to inch up, and he is doing it. The last time around, he was 2 seconds quicker than Fapani. Watching him hit the finish line area right now. White flag waving. It is not yet, actually. Sorry. The white flag is just dangling from the flagger stand. He is not actually waving it. We got a long way to go. I'm like, what? 8 minutes left. Let's check the lap times again. Look at that, Jackson. Alof a little quicker again, 1 second faster. He's still 5 seconds behind, but you're watching this number 32. He is not giving up. Liam Alof trying to catch Jeremy Fapani.
Ever since lap 2, he's been able to keep it there around that 155 to 158 mark. So like you're saying, gaining time. It was an 8-second lead, made it all the way down to 5. We still got a few laps left. If he is able to keep gaining those seconds each lap, he's liable to be able to catch up to him here in this one.
Oh, he was not as good getting into the 10 Commandments as Fapani, though. Just watching it out the window here, and look at the gap now.
And that might just seal the deal here on this one. That 156 is going to be hard to do after that run through the 10 Commandments. As you see the number 75 of Jeremy Fapani on your screen.
Yeah, Alof is going to have to be perfect over this last probably 4 laps or so to have a shot to make up that 5 seconds. We'll see the lap time when they're done with this lap, but I have a feeling that it's going to be to the advantage of Fapani, who you're watching here in the 75, part of the KTM Orange Brigade unit. And you were talking about his results last year in a Super Mini, transferring over to the 4-stroke now, and obviously doing a great job with it. And we might see these two facing off for 2 classes this week, both 450B Limited here and 250B Limited. It's kind of odd if you're wondering how it works with the B class being split with the limited divisions. When you get up to Pro Sport, everybody has to race each other. We have Open Pro Sport, 250 Pro Sport, that's it. Back in the day, we used to have 4 different A classes here. Not the case anymore. The A classes are called Pro Sport. And the way they did it back then was we had Pro Sport classes for riders who had done a few pro races and A classes for riders who had not. So you got this, some guys raced one, some raced the other. Not everyone raced against each other all the time. They've scratched that. All the top riders have to meet in Pro Sport. There's only 2 classes for them no matter what. In B, we do have the limited divisions, which breaks it up a little bit. And primarily, it seems like the factory kids go to 250B and sometimes Schoolboy 2. But don't sleep on these limited classes, because it was a few years ago where Levi Kitchen rolled these 2 classes, and he really came to life. He went from a top 5-ish borderline podium man to winning both of the limited classes a few years ago. And a lot of people were wondering, well, the lap times were good, but would he really have been able to do that if he were in the 250B and Schoolboy 2 classes, which was a lot of the big names? Well, the next year he came in Pro Sport and won and collected the Horizon Award. So the point being, sometimes a rider has a breakthrough here in Limited, and even when they do race those 250B riders at another event or next year, they're good enough to beat them. So if you're Fapani and Alof, that's the story you're trying to tell. And as we expected, Fapani did stretch it out because of the mistake by Alof. It's now 6.5 seconds where it was just a little over 5. And it was about 1.5 seconds quicker for Fapani over Alof. last time around. So the leader pulling away. You're watching Wyatt Creighton on the 84. He is in third. Alvin Hillen is fourth. And Jadon Cooper in fifth. That was a really cool story. We got him on the podium in the first moto of the 250B limited class yesterday. He is in fifth, rider out of Texas. Will Campbell is sixth. Rider Malinowski seventh. Logan Riggins, Zayden Mason, and Logan Edwards. That's your top 10. And we're down to 4 minutes, so we're going to keep an eye out for the 2 laps to go sign, and it might be all about Jeremy Fapani right now.
So looking on screen now, that is going to be your third and fourth place rider, I believe. No, that is your fourth place rider right there. That is going to be the number 80. That's your third place of Wyatt Creighton, actually, on that KTM machine. And then on the Honda, we got the number 94 of Alan Hillen.
Yeah, Moto medals on the line here. If Hillen can close in, let's see the lap times between Creighton in third. Oh, Hillen is going quicker. He was 3 seconds faster last time around, Jackson. So I'm going to do some math here. He's 3 seconds behind, and he was 3 seconds quicker. We might have a podium battle.
We will. I believe we will have a battle on our hands here if he's able to make another clean lap. And Jason, earlier you talked about the limited. If anybody at home is wondering what limited means, that just means they are limited on what all they are allowed to upgrade on this bike, having to keep it more on the stock side of things, where in the normal 450B class, it is unlimited. You can do what you need to do to that bike to improve it and make it faster.
Yeah, and back in the day, I used to have to man the phone lines at the MX Sports office. And they used to call the class stock. And then everyone's definition of stock was different. People would call and scream and yell and say, stock is stock. It should be right off the showroom floor. Other people would say, well, that's not fair. If your kid's 6'2", can't you put taller bars on the bike? So then it would be the stock class, but you could change bars and grips, and you could add grip tape into your graphics, and then all these tiny rules which are supposed to be based around ergonomics. So after a while, they're like, you know what? Let's just call it limited. It's limited changes. You can change handlebars if you're tall or if you're short. You can change the seat cover material if that's more to your style. We just mean you're not having built race engines and A-kit suspension and things like that. So that's why they changed the name from stock to limited, because, dude, back in the day, like, bikes came with steel handlebars. You really couldn't just do a stock bike. Or, also what happened is KTM was the first one that started making bikes, say, with aluminum handlebars. So then it was a huge advantage, one stock bike over another. Nowadays, you could pretty much take a stock bike. They come with good bars, they come with good pegs, things like that. But back in the day, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, pretty much ride one in actually stock nowadays.
It's not a problem anymore, really, for any of the brands. They're good enough, but I get the point. If you're a short guy or a tall guy, you might want to change something ergonomically, and then people will get mad.
There was the pass, Jason. That was what we were looking for. That was Alvin Hillen making his way around the number 84 on the number 94. So he was able to do it. He got those 3 seconds that last time around.
And did it again. He did it again. A pair of 3 second quicker laps, and he did get there. And look at Alof. He is not giving up. He just made up another 3 seconds on Fapani. It's still 4 seconds, but he's going to run it to the end.
3 seconds faster that last time around for Alof. So really on the move. And guys, I know we were talking about limited stock and mod, but don't be confused. These 450 bikes have plenty enough power for anything that they need to do here at Loretta Lynn's. And now we're looking on screen at the number 94 and the 84. Number 84 trying to retaliate. That is Wyatt Creighton on his KTM as they go tripling into Storyland. Now they're going to make their way around through the waterworks. And the number 94 is looking solid, but 84 of Creighton is not giving up just yet. The white flag is out on this one, so only one more time around. And here comes Jeremy Fapani into the sand sweeper here. He's about to take the Moto win.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Alof got really close here to Fapani at the flag. And the checker flag is out. Fapani wins it, but only by about 2 seconds. And you can see Alof himself was like, just missed that one.
So, folks, in Moto 2, keep your eyes out for Alof and Fapani. Alof knows he was running that 2 seconds a lap quicker lap time. And if he had one more lap, he would have been right on his tail. So that is going to be the Moto to watch. Moto number 2 of the 450B Limited. We should have us a face-off. Wyatt Creighton and Alvin Hillen, they were going at it as well. So good battles all the way through here in this 450B Limited.
Yeah, and Hillen did take advantage, get into 3rd place on that last lap around Creighton. So he ends up on the podium. Creighton will finish up in 4th. It looks like Jaden Cooper crosses the line just now. He will round out our top 5 as all the other runners work their way around the final few corners here of the racetrack. So there's your top 10. Fapani from Alof, Hillen, Creighton, Cooper, Will Campbell, Ryder Malinowski, the Jaden Mason in 8th, Logan Riggins 9th, and Logan Edwards rounding out our top 10.
And we'll throw things down to the podium to Zach. I should say. Jason heading down to the podium, going to get our podium celebration took care of here in the 450B Limited. I'll show you what we got coming up next. That was race number 21. Up next is the race number 22, 85cc 10 to 12 Limited, and then Schoolboy 1, 12 to 17.
Yeah, great moto, and we'll see more showdowns as this week goes on, with Fapani getting the win over Alof and Alvin Hillen late charge to end up in 3rd place. We'll get Jeremy Fapani up here on the podium. Got the bike ready. And again, I'll tell you what, the weather's not too bad down here, so these riders aren't quite as smoked as they normally would be. It's good to race on a Wednesday morning. Let's bring them on up.
That's where you pick up at.
2nd place will be our whole shot winner, but our gold medalist, let's hear the 75, Jeremy Fapani. Awesome job, man. Just take me through how you got that early lead and you were able to control it from there.
Yeah, so it was a great moto. Got off to a really good jump. Some 450s got the drive on me for sure once we got out of the gate, but made quick work and just tried to set sail. Put down a few good sprint laps and then checked up a little bit. And then saw some people were closing in the gap, so I tried to put down a few hard laps. And then, yeah, last few laps, lappers got a little heavy out there, so just had to maneuver those. But besides that, it was a great moto, and I'm pumped to be here. So,
all right, who do you want to thank, Jeremy?
I'd love to thank my mom, my dad, my mechanic Tyler and Wyatt, KTM Orange Brigade, 100%, Monster Mike, Monster Energy, Dunlop Tires, 7 Bell Helmets, A-Stars, and Pro Taper, and everyone else that gives me this opportunity to be up here. Thank you very much.
All right, there it is, our gold medalist, Jeremy Fapani. Good job, Jeremy. We'll let him go cool off. We're going to bring Liam Alof up to the podium because he got the Stacing hole shot. But most importantly, he finished 2nd in this race, so he gets a silver medal, and that'll set up a nice championship fight in 2 classes between Fapani and Alof, who have swapped moto wins now in the limited divisions so far this week. And here comes Liam. And shout out to Alvin Hillen with a late charge to end up in 3rd, and we'll give him the bronze in just a moment. So the record says the Stasic Hole Shot Award went to this man. Come on out front, and come on out front here. And I'll give you the silver medal as well. Let's hear it for Liam Alof. Well, an odd moto because I feel like you were trying to make up time, but you did get the hole shot. So take me through what happened at the beginning.
Yeah, honestly, I'm super surprised I got the hole shot, but yeah, that works. I mean, my goal was to get some hole shots this year. Obviously, some moto wins, but yeah, moto went pretty good. First corner had a little bit mishap with a couple other riders. But yeah, other than that, got into a good pace, started picking guys off, and then I just started putting in my laps, made a big mistake before the 10 pack, and then reset and went back after Jeremy. Jeremy was riding good this whole week. Props to him. Yeah, it was honestly a good moto. Just, limit the mistakes, and we'll be good.
Should be some battles coming up. Who do you want to thank, Liam?
Yeah, I thank Mom, Dad, whole family, my sister Kai Films, Jay for helping Dad all the time. Grandpa, Grandma for all coming out, both Mom and Dad's side. All my cousins coming out, thank you guys. Moose, Alpine Stars, Monster, Bell, 100%, Asterisk, Dunlop, NSA, National Sheriff's Association, Yamaha, ODI, and everyone else. Thank you so much.
All right, let's hear it for Liam Aloff, second place in 450B Limited. And I want Alvin Hillen up, and we'll talk to third. Good job, Liam. We're looking for, keep that, yep. And we're looking for Alvin Hillen, who took third place. We're looking for our third place finisher areas. And just took some work. It was a late pass to be able to get that third place position. We'll bring him on up. All right, we let the minis take off, and let's crown a bronze medal to Alvin Hillen. Hey, you never gave up. Did you know that was for third? Because you were coming late.
Yeah, I had it on cruise mode, and I finally, when a 2-car board came out, I had to push.
Yeah, I mean, getting a Moto medal, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Who do you want to thank, Alvin?
Mom, Dad, Monster, TLD, SLR, Mickey Metals, the 2-1 Air Filters, Alpine Stars, Scott, Shannon, and everybody else. Thank you.
All right, there it is. Alvin Hillen, third.